Hi, Sally. How are you?
Well, I'm glad to be here. It's a
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
idea.
So, where were you when this whole COVID-19 took place? Where were you in the world?
Um, I was actually out in San Diego just beginning tech rehearsal for Little Women at the Old Globe, a transfer, a co-pro from Dallas Theater Center to the Old Globe. We were in our just our second day of tech when all of this sort of started to happen and decisions needed to be made. And so it was just bizarre. It was otherworldly. It was really at the very beginning of California had just decided to limit social gathering, and then they were limiting it a little bit more. And the theater was trying to think forward, as so many institutions were,
Right.
trying to figure out the viability and the urgency and of viability of continuing to go versus the urgency of needing to stop and all that sort of stuff. So that's where I was. So I literally landed in San Diego on a Monday, and I was back on a plane headed to Dallas on a Thursday morning.
Wow. So
It's
three
just
days,
bizarre.
basically 3 days. You got
Yeah,
there. You're in tech,
yeah,
putting the show up, and then it's time to go back home.
yeah, yeah. It was just crazy.
I know it's a weird world we're living in at this time. Well, I want everybody to know that Sally and I were founding members together of the acting company, the Briarly Resident Acting Company
Right.
at the Dallas Theater Center.
That's right.
What you also need to know is Sally is like this big superstar in the city of Dallas. Let's just say it like it is.
Uh,
It's the truth. You've had skills. I mean, I've been blown away by her performances in so many productions. So it's an honor for me to be on this Zoom meeting with Sally, and she has agreed to read a scene. So how's the family?
Everybody's well. Thank you. We're all together. Um, it just seems like a good time if you're able to be with family in one location. Now feels like a good time
Yeah.
to
Hold
have
on.
that option. So yeah, we're all here and all getting along and actually enjoying the sort of unexpected time back together again. With one kid off at college, she's back. The other one is in high school, so upper high school. So yeah, it's neat to kind of have a chance to have like an extended period of time to kind of get to know each other rather than it just being like, oh, it's a holiday, let's all get
Right,
together.
right.
So that's been a beautiful gift of this very uncertain, difficult time. So I'm grateful for that for
Good,
sure.
good. So, what about as far as going forward after we come out of this? Are there plans to go back to San Diego, or what's on your list of work to do once we get out of this?
Yeah, well, the Old Globe is trying to figure that out. Technically, they didn't cancel the show; they postponed it. So they're in the process of trying to figure out timeline and things like that. And of course, availability from actors after gone by, with other potential gigs in the future, be able to reconvene and come back to kind of pick up where we left off, or will there be a need for, a more extended stretch of rehearsal compared to what we originally planned for? So yeah, I'm kind of waiting to hear about that. And of course, Dallas Theater Center, like so many other theaters in the US, in the world really, are sort of, again, doing that thing where they're sort of trying to look at things as they are now and then project forward. Where will things be at in 3 months from now, 4 months from now, five, six, and just kind of make decisions around upcoming seasons and the finishing out of the current season and all that stuff. So yeah, a bit of definitely in a state of flux, but trying to be proactive, and think forward rather than sort of not think forward, right? I think that's all we can do is continue to move forward and be ready to adapt and adjust if necessary.
So now you're also an educator. Where are you
Yes.
at, and what do you teach?
I teach at the University of North Texas. I'm the associate professor of acting and voice there.
Ah,
And we're in this situation as well as an educator. We basically had our spring break just as stuff was starting to happen. And then as spring break week progressed for us timing wise at UNT, more and more information was happening. Things were starting, decisions in the nation, in the states, sort of were becoming a reality. Decisions were being made, and so adaptation needed to occur. So we have taken all of our classes online
yes.
for the rest of the semester, and are, again, like everything else in the world, in conversations about the potential of like, what will summer school classes look like and what will fall classes look like, and kind of, again, being open and ready for anything. But it's been a really good exercise for me to figure out how to do a voice class online, when so much of what we do in theater has been dependent on, and still is, I think, at most effectively taught.
In person, yeah, up close in person. Yeah, I don't feel that this will replace what we do. This is just what we have to do in the interim. We're adjusting to the moment.
For sure. Some, obviously, it goes without saying that there are some areas of study that it feels a little more logical, like a logical transition to be able to adapt things to online learning. And it's not an impossibility, but when you go from teaching an acting class in a studio situation, right, in a theater space, in a classroom space, to teaching it online, in some ways it starts to become a different medium, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, because I'm dealing with my students. That's where we're at. We're online. I'm trying to make them, show up in the gallery so I can see their face, and please don't be in your bed with your blanket wrapped over your head.
Exactly right. Yeah, and it's tough to, imaginary, stand up in your bedroom or whatever space you have to work in.
Yes.
And imagine that actually being each other's bodies and deal with, physical beings in space, and part of what comes into play, when you're thinking that way is having to grapple with the nerves that happen when you're suddenly standing up in front of 20 other people, and having to put yourself out there in that way is a much different process, a much different experience than when you're in a gallery view on a screen. It's just not
exactly.
Not
here you and I are together in a gallery view. It's just
that's right. So here we are. Yeah.
So Sally and I are going to read the opening scene from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I like to let everybody know that this is live. This is in the moment. We haven't rehearsed. I called Sally and said I'd like to do this, and she said yes. We scheduled a time, and here we are. So you ready to go for it?
Yeah, let's go for it.
I got to keep these glasses on. I can't see these words.
Oh, I feel you. I got my reader contacts in.
Okay, good. Here we go. Let's do it.
Jesus. Oh, Christ.
God's sakes, Martha, it's 2:00 in the morning.
George.
Well, I'm sorry, but
What the cluck you are.
It's late, late.
What a dump. Hey, what's that from? What is it?
How would I know what that's from?
Oh, come on. What's it from?
Oh, Martha.
What's it from? For Christ's sake.
What's what from?
I just told you. I just did. What a dump. Huh? What's that from?
I haven't the faintest idea. What's that from?
Bell. It's some goddamn Betty Davis picture. Some goddamn Warner Brothers epic.
Martha, I can't remember every picture that I've seen.
Nobody is asking you to remember every single goddamn Warner Brothers epic. Just one. One single epic. Betty Davis gets peritonitis in the end. She's got this big black bright wig she wears all through the picture. She gets peritonitis, and she's married to Joseph Cotton or something.
Somebody.
Somebody. She wants to go to Chicago all the time because she's in love with that actor with the scar. But she gets sick. She sits down in front of her dressing table.
What actor? What scar?
I can't remember his name, for God's sake. What is the name of that picture? I want to know what the name of the picture is. She sits down in front of her dressing table, and she's got this peritonitis, and she tries to put her her lipstick on, but she can't, and she puts it all over her face. But she decides to go to Chicago anyway.
Chicago.
And
It's called Chicago.
huh? What is?
The picture. It's called Chicago.
Good grief! You don't know? Don't you know anything? Chicago was a '30s musical starring Miss Alice Faye. Don't you know anything?
Well, that probably was before my time, but
Just oh, cut that out. This picture. Betty Davis comes from a hard day at the grocery store.
She works in a grocery store?
Home with the groceries, walk to the modest modest cottage. Modest Joseph Cotton has set her in.
Are they married?
Yes, they're married to each other. Cluck. And she comes in and she looks around and she puts her groceries down and she says, "What a dump."
Oh.
Discontent.
Oh.
Well, what's the name of the picture?
I really don't know, Martha.
Think.
I'm tired, dear. It's late. Besides,
I don't know what you're tired about. You haven't done anything all day. You didn't have any classes or anything.
well, I'm tired. If your father didn't set up these goddamn Saturday night orgies all the time.
Well, that's too bad for you, George.
Oh, well, that's how it is anyway.
You didn't do anything. You never do anything. You never mix. You just sit around and talk.
Well, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to act like you? Do you want me to go around all night braying at everybody the way you do?
I don't bray.
All right. You don't bray.
I do not bray.
All right. I said you didn't bray.
Make me a drink.
What?
Make me a drink.
Well, I don't suppose a nightcap would kill either one of us.
A nightcap? Are you kidding? We've got guests.
We've got what?
Guests.
Guests?
Yes, guests. People. We've got guests coming over.
When?
Now.
Good Lord, Martha. Do you know what time it is? Who's coming over?
What's their name?
Who?
What's their name?
Who is what's their name?
I don't know what their name is, George. You met them tonight. They're new. He's in the math department or something.
Who? Who are these people?
You met them tonight, George.
I don't remember meeting anyone tonight.
Well, you did. Will you give me my drink, please? He's in the math department, about 30, blonde.
And good looking.
Yes, and good looking.
It figures.
And his wife's a mousy little type without any hips or anything.
Oh.
You remember them now?
Yes, I guess so, Martha. But why in God's name are they coming over now?
Because Daddy said we should be nice to them, that's why.
Oh, Lord.
May I have a drink, please? Daddy said we should be nice to them.
But why now? It's after 2 o'clock in the morning, and...
Daddy said we should be nice to them.
Yes, but I'm sure your father didn't mean we were supposed to stay up all night with these people. I mean, we could have had them over some Sunday or something.
Well, never mind. Besides, it's Sunday, very early Sunday.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
Well, it's done.
All right. Well, where are they? If we've got guests, where are they?
They'll be here soon.
What do they do? Go home and get some sleep first or something?
They'll be here.
I wish you'd tell me about these things sometimes. I wish you stopped springing things on me all the time.
We don't spring things on you all the time.
Yes, you do. You really do. You're always springing things on me.
Oh, George.
Always.
Poor Georgie Porgy put on pie. Oh, what are you doing? Are you sulking? Huh? Let me see. Are you sulking? Is that what you do?
Never mind, Martha.
Aww.
Don't bother yourself.
Aww. Hey. 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 Who's afraid of Virginia Woolf? Virginia Woolf. Virginia Woolf. Who's afraid of Virginia? What's the matter? Didn't you think that was funny? Huh? I thought it was a scream. A real scream. You didn't like it, huh?
It was all right, Martha.
You laughed your hat off when you heard it at the party.
I smiled. I didn't laugh my head off. I smiled, you know. It was all right.
You laughed your goddamn head off.
It was all right.
It was a scream.
It was very funny, yes.
You make me puke.
What?
You make me puke.
That wasn't a very nice thing to say, Martha.
That wasn't what?
A very nice thing to say?
I like your anger. I think it's what I like about you most. Your anger. You're such a simp. You don't even have the what?
Guts?
Phrase maker. Hey, put some more ice in my drink, will you? You never put any ice in my drink. Why is that, huh?
I always put ice in your drink. You eat it, that's all. It's that habit you have of chewing your ice cube. Like a cocker spaniel. You crack your big teeth.
They're my big teeth.
Some of them. Some of them.
Oh, I've got more teeth than you've got.
2 more.
Well, 2 is a lot more.
I suppose it is. I suppose it's pretty remarkable considering how old you are.
You cut that out. You're not so young yourself.
I'm 6 years younger than you are. I always have been, and I always will be.
Well, you're going bald.
So are you. Oh, hello.
Hello. Come over here and give your mommy a big sloppy kiss.
Oh.
I want a big sloppy kiss.
I don't want to kiss you, Martha, right now. Where are these people? Where are these people you invited over?
They stayed to talk to Daddy. They'll be here. Why don't you want to kiss me?
Well, dear, if I kissed you, I'd get all excited. I'd get beside myself and I'd take you by force right here on the living room rug. And then our little guest would walk in and, well, just think what your father would say about that.
You pig.
Oink, oink.
Make me another drink.
Oh my God, you can swill it down, can't you?
thirsty.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, sweetheart, I can drink you under any goddamn table you want, so don't worry about me.
Martha, I gave you the prize years ago. There isn't an abomination award going that you don't get.
Where? If you existed, I'd divorce you.
Well, just stay off your feet. Stay on your feet, that's all. These people are guests, you know, and
I can't even see you. I haven't been able to see you for years.
if you pass out or throw up or something,
I mean, you're a blank.
and try to keep your clothes on too. There aren't many more sickening sights than you with a couple of drinks, and you and your skirt over your head, you know.
You're zero.
Your heads, I should say.
Party, party.
Really looking forward to this, Martha.
Go answer the door.
You answer it.
Get to that door, you. I'll fix you,
To you.
Come on in. I said get over there.
All right, love. Whatever love wants. Just don't start in on the bit, that's all.
The bit? The bit? What kind of language is that? What are you talking about?
The bit. Just don't start in on the bit.
Imitating one of your students, for God's sake. What are you trying to do? What bit?
Just don't start in on the bit about the kid, that's all.
What do you take me for?
Much too much.
Yeah? Well, I'll start in on the kid if I want to.
Just leave the kid out of this.
He's mine as much as he is yours. I'll talk about him if I want to.
I'd advise against it, Martha.
Well, good for you. Come on in. Over there in the door.
You've been advised.
Yeah. Sure. Get over there.
All right, love. Whatever love wants. Isn't it nice the way some people have manners, though, even in this day and age? Isn't it nice that some people won't just come breaking into other people's house, even though they hear some subhuman monster howling at them from the other side?
Screw you.
See, I don't know how it went. I kept hearing it breaking up.
Oh.
Yeah, there was something with the sound from time to time.
Probably just the internet connections. I bet,
Yeah.
but maybe in the recording it'll be evened out. Do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
will it? Oh,
I don't
it'd be
know.
good to
Maybe.
go solo then.
We'll see.
We'll see once it does what it does, and we'll see how it works out. But Sally, I just want to tell you thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Let's do this play someday, you and
We should. It'd be
Oh my
great for us,
gosh.
wouldn't it?
we should.
Is this something we should talk to Kevin about?
That would be great. I will.
We should
I'll
talk
put
to
it on
Kevin
my-
about this. Be a good way for me to come back to Dallas and be on the stage with you.
I want to do a play like this with you where we get to sink our teeth into something.
That's right. Really something we can really bite into.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love you and I appreciate you. I'm praying for you, for your family, that everybody stays well and safe as we, navigate our way through this coronavirus.
Yeah. And hey, depending upon how long this goes, let's do another scene.
Sounds good. Love you.
I love you too. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.